And welcome to another episode of the Football Smack Talk Show. I'm your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome, everybody, to a Victory Monday, as I hope to have a lot of these throughout the course of the year. It was an ugly win for sure. Not exactly what we all expected, but a win is a win is a win.
Absolutely. So, I'd rather win ugly than lose pretty any day.
Yeah, that is 100% accurate. So we have a lot to discuss tonight, obviously, as the Birds win 38-35 in Detroit, which looked at times as though they were kind of coasting and playing really well. But the defense kind of seemed all over the place. It was good one moment, it was bad the next. The run defense was terrible. It didn't seem like Gannon had a good feel for the game. What was your initial thoughts after watching this game, Eric? What stood out to you the most?
Well, I'll tell you what stood out to me the most from a negative perspective was the way the Detroit offensive line was able to push around our defensive line when it came to running the football. And, I mean, the Eagles were missing tackles, but a lot of times it was one-on-one spots where you'd see a guy out on an edge trying to make a tackle. And to me, what that meant was there wasn't a lot of gang tackling. That was a lot of hat-on-the-hat, good run blocking by the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, a lot of things had been said leading up to this game about the Lions and the health of their offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They were missing some key components. Their center Ragnow was a little banged up, although he ended up playing. But it really seemed like that unit of the Detroit Lions was on point and handled what was supposed to be a much improved defensive line with the depth and Jordan Davis and, et cetera, et cetera. So
I saw a stat without Jordan Davis in the line, if Detroit was averaging 10 yards a rush.
Yeah, that's actually it's funny. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's actually our good buddy Shane. Shane half and half as _, TPL on Twitter, who we do our Eagles Birds of the Roundtable show, and does many things for the Painted Lines. That tweet is blowing up. I was talking to him. He literally did that stat himself. Like, he literally watched every time that Jordan Davis is in there and marked off how much runs versus
right.
So kudos to him for putting in that work. And I think I just saw it on Bleacher Report, that specific tweet. So it's blowing up. So congrats.
Yeah, good on him, man. That's when you get out there and get it done.
Yeah, absolutely. So super happy for our boy Shane. It's weird because he got out-snapped by many players that you would think wouldn't. And,
right.
I get it. It's his first game. You might want to try to ease him into things, I guess. Nakobe Dean was only out there for about 3 snaps. I think Jordan Davis himself was maybe 22, 23 in that range.
Right.
It was a little weird when I first saw the stat of the snap count. But yeah, that stat alone is jarring. And to me, with the news of Derek Barnett, for those of you who do not know, Derek Barnett did suffer a torn ACL and will be out for the season, which is certainly terrible news, sad news. Obviously, he was a rotational piece, and all this means is the younger guys need to step up. But
right.
Yeah, you never want to hear that from anybody on your team after the first game. So,
and this concerns, now an area that we had looked at as a real strength, this defensive line. Now, it has to be kind of a concern. You're going to ask for a lot more snaps out of Brandon Graham. You're going to ask for a lot more snaps out of Josh Sweat. Guys who and some of the rap on Josh Sweat was kind of does he get overexposed if he's out there too long? And Brandon Graham, he's coming off a torn Achilles. You wonder how his health is going to hold up. So, like all of a sudden, just losing one guy, and you start to ask those questions.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, and unfortunately, um, yeah, it's you look at it just with the way that they played and with this injury, and the fact of the matter is we gave up 35 points to the Detroit Lions, who, again, I'm not trying to say that the Detroit Lions are the Detroit Lions of old, but they're still
They're
not
still not a
very,
good football
they're
team.
still not a very good football team. You're right. Um, so yeah, it was a little disconcerting that they
Hmm.
were able to overpower, and Hassan Reddick was. It didn't even seem like he was out there. Again, like I said, Jacoby Dean played, 3 snaps. So yeah, it was, lots to work on, and we'll obviously get into that because I think coming off of this win, again, happy that we got a win, and we shouldn't be so critical as if anybody's listened to sports radio talk today, the sky is falling after a win, which is hilarious. Um,
Imagine
hey,
that to be in Dallas right now.
yeah, right. Our boy Shane Smith checks in. Why not have Jordan Davis in the game more? Detroit has a terrible QB, and with how their O line is, and Swift, who was an above average running back. Yeah, Shane, I think that's an amazing point. Is the fact of the matter is, you saw the impact that Jordan Davis had while in the run game, and you saw
Hmm.
that our run game was pretty poor. And considering Swift and Jamal Williams ran all over us for, 3 touchdowns, and Swift looked like he was just getting 10 yards at a clip.
Yeah.
Um, Apparently, that was when Jordan Davis wasn't in there. So I, I just don't know why we didn't see more Jordan Davis, especially after like the first half, just seeing how well he was doing against the run. So yeah, these are things that Gannon is going to need to clean up. He is, boy, was he certainly on the hot seat prior to the season, and I think
Sure.
after the game, fans are already clamoring for his dismissal, which is typical Philly. But
Well,
you know,
sure.
listen, let's chalk it up to first game. First game never seems to go as you plan it. There's a lot of
Yeah.
things that you can't simulate in practice that goes on in a game. So
If only you could do things like simulate like tackling to the ground or something. I don't know. Just a thought.
wow, I didn't think necessarily their tackling was horrendous. I just think,
Well, they just weren't getting in right positions.
well, they're right, exactly. I just think they weren't in the right positions to make some of those tackles. So, yeah. So obviously the defense, big concern, and we'll dive into that a little bit more. But I did want to talk about the offense.
Hmm.
The offense scored 38 points. Everybody seemed to have a rushing touchdown. Sanders finally off the
Yeah,
schneid
I was
after
I
not
was pretty
having
sure
one.
they were gonna call me, see if I wanted to come out there and get a rushing touchdown.
Seriously,
Yeah, in
him.
honor of my 500th game in a row, they were gonna give me
Right,
the rock for a
right.
touchdown.
And yeah. For anybody who checked into our pregame show, we do appreciate that. And special shout
Yeah,
out goes to the IAC and Wayne for allowing us to have our show there and for allowing me in the building. So,
right. Yeah, a couple Irish guys take over the IAC. It was great.
yeah, I feel like you could get away with it. You could just
Absolutely,
look
I
at
can.
there
I
like,
100% can.
I'm Italian. I'm good. Oh, all right, you're good. I'm Italian. Yeah, hell you are. Get out of here. Thought I was gonna burst into flames when I walked in there. Anyway,
We all expected you to. There was a bet going on that.
well, I'm glad I didn't. So yeah, so we had a lot of fun with our pregame show and watching the game at the Italian American Club in Wayne. That was so much fun. But yeah, the offense. Jalen Hurts. You know what? I'm not even going to say anything. Give me your take on how Jalen Hurts played.
I thought he played well. Obviously room for improvement. But yeah, AJ Brown had himself a ball game.
Woo.
And look, I don't mind. Like this isn't the preseason where I need to see all this, oh, he's got to work to this guy and work to this other guy. No, no, no. Just do what you have to win a game. And I think on a lot of times there were instances in which Jalen said, look, all this development of my pocket presence and all that stuff's adorable, but I need to take off and I need to win this game. And I was
Yeah,
okay with that. Now, granted, again, it's week one. Like, I need to see him develop. But yeah, for that individual game, yeah, he did what was necessary. And so I'm fine with the outcome.
yeah. I mean, I thought he was average at best,
Yeah,
honestly. Um, like you said, he did not play that great. He did what he needed to do. Yes, did I like the fact that I believe I read a stat that there were about 8 designed runs, and then there were about 8 where he chose to
right.
take off.
Tougher than man.
And yeah, I mean, granted, he got what 90 yards on the ground, so
Hmm.
again, it worked. But yeah, those are the things that I want to see a little less of. I would rather that be, even if it is like 10 design runs and 4 scrambles on his
Right.
own. I'd feel a lot better about that. That's something we obviously know that he needs to work on. I didn't see much improvement as far as going through his progressions. It seemed like AJ Brown was the number one target on every read.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just went to him and listened. As AJ Brown has stated, he's always open, even when he's not. He is always open. And boy,
Right.
10 catches, 155 yards,
It's like a
ties,
7-Eleven, always open.
ties his career for receiving yards, breaks the Eagles' debut receiving yard record for their first game as an Eagle. So, listen, we have that to look forward to and see that progress as an Eagle. Now, unfortunately, it didn't seem like anybody else really got all that involved into the passing game. Goddard got his a little, but Pascal had a catch. Quez was out there a little
Right.
bit. Obviously, we all know about Devontae not having a single catch, having that one drop, the one that got called back. So, yeah, it was not great. You have 2 really good playmakers at wide receiver, and you need to get both of them the ball. And I get it.
Sure.
When one of them is always open, you're obviously going to want to throw the ball to him.
Sure.
So again, I
And
think it
when
was
he's your best friend, and
well, right. But it was a
yeah,
combination, I think, of the fact that AJ Brown was, getting separation. I think it was a combination of the play calling. I think it was a combination of Devontae Smith maybe not getting the separation. So
sure.
hopefully these are things. Again, it's the first game. We don't need to jump off the cliff. Um,
Yeah, this is the great overreaction Monday.
all right. I mean, it always is. But again, we got the win. Blue City
Mhm.
Empire Sports on YouTube. What's going on? Philly got the win. Washington got the win. New York got the win. And the Cowboys took a big fat L. Yeah, listen, it's always a great day. I mean, the Eagles won. The Phillies
Yeah, I was gonna
won.
say, can we take a
And
moment to appreciate the loss of the Cowboys?
yeah, and the Dallas Cowboys lost. So, yeah, absolutely right, Blue City. Yeah, it was a good day. It wasn't perfect day. It wasn't exactly what we wanted. I think we all were hoping for like a 20-point win. But listen, there are no team is perfect. Even the Buffalo Bills, who more than handled the Rams, had a pretty ugly game themselves. They had a
Yeah,
lot of
turned the ball
turnovers.
over several times. Yeah,
Right. They have some things to clean up. And honestly, the first step of that is realizing that you have things to clean up.
and when
And
you're a coach, you actually love that because you like, for example, the Bills. Like, yeah, they got a nice handle. They won handily against the defending champions, but there's a lot of points to emphasize to keep that team humble, like the
yeah,
turnovers.
yeah, exactly. So like I said, the Bills have plenty to work on. And
Hmm.
listen, so do the Eagles.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
a lot of it starts with the defense. Gannon needs to be better. But again, it is the first game. You're feeling things out. This is the first time that you're getting real game experience. Seeing how these pieces fit. Don't give me that crap that they had preseason. The starters were out there for about a split second. And
And
honestly,
don't give
preseason.
me the practices either, the joint practices. Like
Right. I
those
mean,
are
again,
also scripted and
it goes only so far with that. So
Mhm.
again, these are the real games. I'm glad we got the dub, and we move on to Monday night against Minnesota at home. That place is going to be absolutely rocking. I cannot wait for that game. I'm going to be down in the tailgates at 1 o'clock, banging on the doors to let me in. They probably won't until about 1:30. But
I know sometimes
I'll
they'll open it up a little early. I've been down there
miss.
banging on the gates and they let me in
Yeah,
just to shut me
exactly.
up.
If they feel sorry for you, they'll let you in.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so I can't wait to start doing that Monday. Took off Monday, took off Tuesday. It's gonna be a nice long day. Cannot wait. That the link is gonna be jumping. So, um, our good buddy Mike checks in. Then learning how to tackle by watching video isn't the key. Yeah, well, again, this is all part
Yeah.
of it. It's all part of. There's only so much that you can do in an off season, in training camp, and in preseason. It's nothing is like the real thing. You cannot simulate everything. You cannot simulate most things. I mean, crowd noise for one is another thing. They can pump the music as loud as they want, but you are not
Sure,
going to
it's
be.
not the same.
It's not the same as tens of thousands of fans screaming and yelling at you. So again, I think I want to just put the message out there for everyone that listen, we shouldn't be satisfied, but we should be happy. We should be happy that we won.
Yes.
We should be happy that we are still where we need to be. We are in the win column, and outside of Derek Barnett, everybody stayed relatively healthy. Again, and not to downplay Derek Barnett, but it's not the same thing as Jalen Hurts getting hurt or AJ Brown getting hurt. Obviously.
Yeah, like losing your starting quarterback for about 2 months.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of, I did want to mention because Blue City had mentioned the big fat L for the Cowboys. If anybody watched that game, they looked terrible. I mean, they
Right?
looked
Even with Dak in there, they look awful.
terrible. I mean, I heard a stat that I forget the official number, but CeeDee Lamb was targeted like 12 times, caught 2 balls.
Mhm. Yeah.
Because they had no one else. They had a bunch of nobodies. Noah Brown was the second leading receiver. Like, no one knows who
Mhm.
you are. They didn't use Schultz that much. Zeke and Pollard got theirs, but again, they didn't use them consistently enough. And then Dak got hurt. One of their offensive linemen, McGovern, got hurt. He's going to be out for a few weeks. They've already, are having issues with injuries on the offensive line, and now Dak might be out 6 to 8.
Yeah, you have 2 months.
Yeah, for Dallas, that's pretty much that could be their season. You know what I mean? Like, no offense to Cooper or Rush,
Awesome.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's great news for us. I mean, you never want to see.
I was saying, I
you never
love
wanna
it.
see-
I drink
you
up
never want to
Cowboy
see anybody
tears.
right. You never want to see anybody getting injured, but we
No,
can't
of
change what
course
happened.
not.
We can't change what happened. So, Mike says, yeah, the only team this week without a touchdown. Love it. Absolutely love it. It was so beautiful to see.
Drink Cowboy fan tears. And like that injury didn't happen until the end of the game, so you can't
Well,
come at
that's
me
the
with that
thing.
excuse.
And they
Yeah.
were already pretty much out of it. Well, not necessarily out of it. They weren't down by that much, but still, the way they were playing, it wasn't like they were going to.
They were down by 2 scores, and it might as well have been. Or was it 3 scores? And it might as well have been 300.
No, it was only 2.
Okay, what was it? 19 to
At
3.
the time, I think it was 16 to 3. But anyway, either way, yeah. So again, I think right now we have to be happy with where we are. Again, positivity. Obviously we look at the Minnesota team who played really well against Green Bay. Green Bay obviously is so missing Devontae Adams. And yeah, they handled their business. But I think we match up well. I think the line has already been set at -2 for the Eagles. So basically, we have that home field
Yeah,
advantage. That's pretty much what that means. Um, and yeah, I think, obviously Jefferson had himself a day. Um, and it's, the defense is going to be tested again. And there a lot of people were trying to make the excuse of, well, it was Detroit, and we didn't want to show our full hand for better teams and yada yada. I don't believe that. You play who's in front of you. You don't look down on them. You don't just assume a victory. You play. You know if you have a chance to step on somebody's throat, you do that. So I don't believe that holding back crap that some people are trying to use. But anyway, just real
yeah. Look,
quick.
I agree with you.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Am I
sorry, it's
late?
cutting in and out for me.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
was going to say, am I delaying on your end? Well, while I have the moment, I do want to thank everybody for joining us from the Painted Lines YouTube channel. We absolutely love the Painted Lines. We partnered up with them, with Dibes and the team there, where we stream on their YouTube, they stream on our Facebook. It's kind of a nice little partnership. In fact, we have come together every Tuesday at 8 o'clock for our very own TPL/PSA show, The Birds of the Round Table, where some of the PSA guys, some of the TPL guys, we all get together, we discuss the birds. And now that we're actually in season and we have a game to talk about, I cannot wait for tomorrow night. So check that out on not only on our YouTube, but of course the Painted Lines YouTube. And if you don't know anything about the Painted Lines, please check them out. Check out their YouTube. It's humongous. There's so many videos. Like I said, our boy Shane Half has a show and writes articles, and obviously is now a Twitter monster, as his Twitter is probably blowing up right now as we speak. So yeah, check them out. We do appreciate everybody who comes in, and the people that come in from the Painted Lines are always so much fun. Also, want to mention now that the Philly Sports Alliance is also partnered up with Six Pack Coverage, a national media company based in Tennessee. Not only do they do sports and podcasts and all fun stuff like that, but they also have kind of other divisions of just for general entertainment, lifestyle stuff, travel stuff, finance, fitness, food, you name it. So head on over to sixpackcoverage.com to kind of see not only all of our shows, as all of our shows here at the Philly Sports Alliance and our brother network, CEV Sports, are being live on their YouTube when we go live. So check them out. Check out their website. Really good group of guys there. Andrew, who run things down there, is super awesome. Love that dude. And then last but not least, I'll throw it over to our official sponsor, and that is La Terrain Watches. Visit the website down there, la-terrain.com. Use code PSA for site-wide discounts. Get yourself a nice watch. Get yourself some accessories. I got a nice pair of sunglasses. I get compliments on it all the time. My watches get compliments all the time. I have two. I got a third one on the way. My watch collection is growing, and I absolutely love it. So check them out. They got amazing watches. That's la-terrain.com. All right, Eric. What is one thing, or the most thing I would say, that you can take out of this game that you're saying, man, great day, perfect, this guy or this whatever, this is the best thing out of this game for the Eagles, whether it be defensive, offensive, whatever. What's that one thing that stands out to you that you have no issues on?
Well, the pick six, that was pretty cool. Kazir White again. We talked about in the pregame show. He just had a nose for the football,
Yeah.
and he shows it to you. He deflects the pass that gets picked off by Bradbury, and he takes it to the house. So right there, already, getting a turnover and not turning the ball over yourselves. Like that's an easy recipe to always win.
Yep. Yeah, no, and I think we've always said over the last couple of years anyway, the Eagles don't get enough turnovers.
Mm-mm.
They just, and same with like sacks. They get a lot of pressures, a lot of hurries. They don't get those sacks, and I think it's the same way with turnovers. They just weren't always getting the turnovers, and so you love to see it when you can go into the first game, win the turnover battle, get yourself a pick six, especially somebody like Bradbury coming in first game, and he gets the pick six, returns it to the house. Yeah, great tip by White as well. So yeah, that was a great play. I would honestly say for me, I just think the general run game. Now
Yeah.
we didn't use it that much in that first quarter. In fact, I think maybe Sanders got one carry in the first quarter, but subsequently those second, third, fourth quarters, I thought the entire run game did well. It's obviously something that we did really well last year, and we're continuing it again this year. So not only do you have Hurts and his ability, whether it is the design runs or the rollouts, the run out of the pockets, the dude got 90 yards. Sanders, I thought, looked really good, crisp, clean. Gainwell limited opportunities, but again, I think maybe he had 10 touches, and Scott again right under that. I thought the two of them did really well with their opportunities, and yeah, the overall run game I thought I was very happy with.
Yeah, I would agree with that as well. The run game. I mean, how can you not be pleased when you get? Yeah, what did they get? 4 rushing touchdowns.
17 touchdowns, I think it was.
Wow.
It was a lot. Yeah. Now, so we obviously, next Monday night, we're already on prime time at home against Minnesota Vikings, again, who had a pretty nice victory over Green Bay. We got Joe checking in. I don't care why we won as long as we got the win. Yeah, I mean,
Amen, man.
believe me, Joe. I believe that's perfectly put, man. It's week one. Like I feel like
Winning is hard in this league.
Yeah, winning is hard in this league, and that a couple things go wrong, and that's a loss, or that could be a tie, or which we already had in week one with the Colts.
But they got to do something about that. Like,
yeah, I mean that was pretty shitty.
Just go till there's a winner.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks because I picked the Colts in the Survivor pool, so I'm already out.
Hey, well, I picked the Titans, so I'm already out.
Oh, there you go. Maybe if we should check to see if everybody's out. Maybe we'll just be like,
we'll start another one.
Forget about the money.
I was in one a couple of years ago where, like, if you lost the first week, you could buy yourself back in. Like, you had to then pick two. Like, after the first week, like, if you got one, like, if you got your week one wrong, you had to pick 2 winners the next week to make up for the one that you lost.
Oh, there you go. And both of them have to win. Got it. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so again, obviously we're moving on to Minnesota. Real quick, Kurt here. Are you concerned with giving up 35 points to the Lions? Hell yeah. Of course we are. It was less than ideal, and that is something that absolutely needs to get cleaned up. Gannon absolutely needs to do a better job. Scheme-wise, putting his players into better positions, the whole nine. But, again, it's week one. And I think, as we saw last season, Sirianni addressed things pretty nicely when he said, hey, that's something we got to look at. That's something we got to get cleaned up. And I thought he did a decent job of addressing those throughout the season when he needed to. So, hopefully, this being one of them, that, hey, well, now that we're down Derek Barnett, maybe we need to kind of shuffle things on that defensive line. maybe we need to have Jordan Davis out there a little bit more.
Right.
Maybe, just maybe, we need to kind of fix our thought process on that defensive line to improve our run game. And, these things have a way of working them out. Obviously, you want them cleaned up sooner than later. But, that definitely is a little concerning there, Kurt, for sure. Defense missed a lot of tackles. They did. They absolutely did. And again, first game, first real tackling. I got it. It's like you basically the week one is a weird week for a lot of teams.
It always is.
You
Yeah.
saw it. I mean, how did the Titans lose to the Giants? That makes no sense. How did Houston tie the Colts? That makes no sense. I mean, there are things out there that just happen in week one that you're just like, this is a weird league, man. And listen, we got lucky. We got out with a win. It could have been ugly.
They survived week one. Like, that's how you look at it. And I think a lot of teams will sign up for that. Just survive week one, and then we'll figure out what we need to figure out and adjust in week two.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Kurt, Joe, you guys are absolutely right. These are things that we're obviously needing to keep an eye on. And, listen, I think we just, as fans, I think it's helpful to not kind of get into that doom and gloom, that we're, again, for many of us who have been fans for many, many years, that doom and gloom that you kind of get into with Eagles, season where something goes wrong and it's the end of the world and, oh crap, like we suck again, like that.
Oh no, we suck again.
So yeah, it's hard not to fall into that trap, and I try to, I do it a lot too. But I think right now it's week one. We survived the win. We got through it, and now let's move on to Minnesota. We have an extra day to help clean that crap up, and hopefully they do enough to come out with a victory. Joe, definitely, Detroit definitely got a lot better.
I think that's a big key too. Detroit did get a lot better.
I think they could be a 7-win team for sure. And I think Hurts had a good game. I think he had an okay game. He, again, as Eric said, he did enough to get the win. He did enough to make the plays. He took them down the field, and he did what he needed to do. But we're also looking at this from is he a franchise quarterback position? And those are the eyes that we need to have when looking at Hurts. It can't just be, he made this play, he made that play. We need to break down why these plays are happening and how they're happening. Is he going through progressions? Is he just looking at his receiver and chucking him the ball? Is he staying in the pocket when he needs to? Like, listen, sometimes I'd like him to stay in the pocket, make the tough throw, get the first down, take a hit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's not afraid of taking hits. He takes off all the time. But does he trust his arm enough to make the throw?
Right. And again, these are all things that, I want to see. I want to see him leading his receivers. There were a couple of balls thrown to A.J. Brown that should have been touchdowns that A.J. Brown made amazing catches on despite the throw. Lions had a good draft. They did. Hutchinson, I thought, actually played.
Yeah, absolutely.
Played really well considering going up against such a great offensive line as the Eagles have. So I was very happy with.
I think they got the best player in the draft at the second overall pick.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. He should be a stud. Yeah, so we have Minnesota. Obviously for us, we will not be having a show on Monday. Maybe we'll do a little something pregame in the tailgate parking lot. You never know. Just because we'll be a little busy tailgating down. By the way, anybody's down there. If anybody's down there tailgating, having a good time, please come and join us. We are all set up in the Wells Fargo lot between C1 and C3. Never
C2.
Never C2. So Wells Fargo, C1 and C3. We'll be down there having a good time. Stop on by, grab a beer, play a little cornhole, eat some food. We got the griddle going. I think we're keeping it simple for the menu for the first game. Just want to concentrate on everything else. Yeah, that thing will be rocking all season. Kurt, I don't see Hurts as a franchise QB, but I will support as long as he is our QB without question. Now, right there, that's the mentality that Eagles fans who don't believe in Hurts need to have. Now, listen, if you believe in Hurts and you think he's the guy and you are 100% on board, awesome. If you do not think like Kurt, you do not think he is the franchise quarterback, and you want something different, that's fine. But the last part is the most important. I will support as long as he is our quarterback without question. I don't think a lot of Eagles fans.
Here's the thing. I'm okay with other Eagles fans questioning whether or not Hurts is the guy. I'm okay with having those discussions.
We have to.
What I always wonder about is, will people, when they get outsiders questioning Hurts, I will defend Jalen Hurts to the death to any outsider,
right?
Because he's our guy.
Yeah. 100%. Joe agrees with Kurtz. Looks like this was a two-parter. I'm going to the Dallas Philly game in Philly. Oh, nice. Well, if you are, we'll be there. If you're around,
come on, C1, C3.
Absolutely, we'll be doing it all season long. I've been saying that since he became our starter. Now, listen, I agree. I can understand why people don't see that he would be a franchise quarterback. I'm technically still a little on the fence myself. And
as am I. Yeah.
I need to see more. I do. And I want to see more because, let's be honest, if we're all true Eagles fans, we want to win a Super Bowl. We want the best for this franchise, right? And it does not matter who is the quarterback, does not matter who's the center, doesn't matter who's the wide receiver. I don't care who the coach is. I don't care who anything is.
Nope.
You win the game. And you win the Super Bowl. That's what the goal should be. So, listen, it's obviously going to be a lot better for the Eagles if Hurts is that guy. Because you can then use that draft capital for other positions to get even better. Now, if Hurts isn't the guy, then you're using that draft capital to go get a guy, and then you got to hope that he is the guy, as you can see where you go down that rabbit hole. Regardless, I want Hurts to do well. I want him to ball out, and I want him to be the franchise quarterback. I may not think that he 100% is just yet. I think he has the ability.
But you want to be wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to be proven wrong that he isn't the guy. But that makes us the better team. That helps the Eagles more in the long run if he is the guy. So, as Kurt said, I will support him as long as our quarterback, and without question. And I love that. I love that comment. All right, sweet. Joe's going to drop by the Dallas game for sure. I'm on the fence. Also, I want what is best for our team. Exactly. Dude, you get it, man. You absolutely get it. I'll be at the Bears-Eagle game in Chicago. It'll be my first Eagles game. Oh, dude, that's awesome. What a great game to go to. Soldier Field. Oh, wow. Yeah. Chicago. Anyway.
Yeah, that's going to be a good time. I've been there. I've been to Chicago. It's a great time.
Yeah. Love Chicago. Great town.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've partied in Chicago with you. Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, we did the Chicago double dip for baseball.
Yeah. Cubs and Sox. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time. A long time ago.
Oh, yeah, right?
We're old.
We really are.
All right, folks. Well, we are going to get out of here. Like I said, no official show next Monday, but make sure that you follow us on Facebook, which is probably the easiest way, or on YouTube, because I believe they do the same thing, where you can, if you follow, you can put on automatic notifications so that when we do go live, you guys get the pop-up that we're live. Check us out. We'll probably be doing some stuff from the tailgate throughout the day, a couple little quick hitter videos, and then maybe a little bit of a kind of a preview prediction type thing. But again, if you guys are down there Monday night, Wells Fargo lot C1, C3. Feel free to reach out to either Eric or myself. You can always reach out to us on Twitter at Philly Sports PSA. Make sure you follow us there as well for all of our content and news about the birds. Again, one last thing I will say, as the scroller has been going on for a little while, we did partner up with Philly Sports Trips for their bus trip to DC. So we will be going down to DC for the Commanders game to welcome Carson Wentz back to the NFC East. It's going to be an amazing trip. It's chartered bus, tailgate, all you can drink, all you can eat, DJ, gourmet food, tickets to the game. I mean, there's so much stuff. There's so many people that are going to be down there. People from 97.5, Hollis Thomas. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So, if you are looking to do something, we're also I'm going out to Arizona as well. So, please make sure that you check.
You've got quite a month ahead of you.
I know, I really do. Boy, do I. So please check out phillysportstrips.com. And check out all the trips they got. They not only do all the away Eagles games, but they do some Philly stuff and, pretty much all Philly sports. They set stuff up. So anyway, that's it for us. We appreciate everybody who chimed in. Special shout out to our boy Shane, Blue City Empire Sports on YouTube. I'll be checking you guys out. Our good buddy Mike Miller, love you, buddy. Joseph and Kurt coming with the comments back and forth for the last little bit, man. We appreciate that. Much love to you guys. So thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you to La Terrain. Thank you to Philly Sports Trips. Thank you to Six Pack Coverage. Please check them out, sixpackcoverage.com. And, of course, the Painted Lines, who many of you are already watching. Check out their YouTube and check out some of our shows on there. That's it for us. Eric, do you got anything to add before we pop on out of here?
No.
All right, keeping it consistent. Congratulations. Last game was your 500th in a row without missing an Eagles game. We did celebrate. That was awesome.
Hey, look, in another 20 years when I have my 1,000th.
There you go. Yeah. You are definitely not living that long.
No, probably not.
No way.
Oh, wait, that only makes me, 62?
Yeah, but wasn't it 30 years to get here?
No, it was 20.
92 to
02 to 12. Wait, yeah, it was 30. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
You're going to be 72. No way you can go 72, bro. Sorry. I love you. But you ain't making it.
I might make it to 72. That's not really pushing it.
Well, why don't we bet $5 on it?
Hey, I like you because if I lose, I don't have to actually pay.
Well, you're going to put it in your will, you damn it. Anyway, we're out of here, folks. We will see you guys down at the tailgate on Monday night for the Birds Vikings. Check out all the rest of the shows on the Philly Sports Alliance. Tomorrow we got the Philly broadcast. And then, of course, at 8 o'clock, we also have the Birds on the Round Table, our show with the TPL guys. So check that out. Wednesday is the first episode of the season where Sean Cressman, a.k.a. the Bald Eagle, is breaking down game by game every week. He goes every play. Every play, breaks it down, slows it down, lets you know what's going on. Sean knows the game. He's played semi-pro. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's looking about. So if you ever want to learn more about the game or want to know a little bit more in depth about each Eagles game every Wednesday at 6 o'clock, check out the Bald Eagle podcast on the Philly Sports Alliance for just the most in-depth coverage game by game. So we love them. And then, of course, Thursday, we have the New Look TLC podcast with that guy over there. I always point the wrong way. And Mike. And yeah, check out everything else, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, all the other stuff. Like, follow, share, blah, 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 blah. All right, everybody, we are out of here. We'll see you guys throughout the week, and we'll see you guys at the tailgate on Monday. So for the Football Smack Talk show, I am Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody.
Go Birds!